KX News Storm Team.
Welcome back to KX News at noon. I'm meteorologist Michael Gonzalez, and isn't this a bit of a scary sight after the mild October that we've had? Temperatures sitting there in the low to mid 30s over in the western part of the state. Williston there at 32, Dickinson at 34. And on the Dickinson KX cam, we've actually been seeing a few snowflakes drift on by, not expecting to get much of any accumulation out of that, but just something to keep an eye on. The first flakes of the season really across much of the area. And then upper 30s to around 40 along the Highway 83 corridor. We see that reflected on the current temperature map right now, generally around the 40-degree mark across the eastern counties of our region, with lower 30s right around the freezing mark generally along the North Dakota-Montana border. And that's going to be the general trend. Cooler out west, a little bit more on the mild side out east as we push through the remainder of this afternoon. And with those winds blowing out of the northwest, those wind chills are making it feel a little bit closer to around freezing, to even some low and mid 20 wind chills over towards the Montana border. So definitely an afternoon to bundle up, and it's only going to get a little bit cooler as we continue on into the evening as you get out to do some trick-or-treating later tonight. So taking a look at the radar picture right now, we're looking at a few scattered areas of precipitation. And I say precipitation because it's unclear. Some of these might be mixes of rain and snow. Regardless, they're not very heavy, and we're not going to get any snow accumulations out of it. But we could see at least a few snowflakes mixing in, especially over towards the Dickinson region, where, as I'd mentioned on the KX cams, we had noticed that road temperatures are generally around the 40-degree mark. So if there are any snowflakes, the good thing is they should melt just about on contact with the road. So driving should not be very hazardous right now. This is just a little bit of spooky snowflakes, but not anything dangerous at least. As we zoom out a little bit, we can see what the general pattern's looking like with this high pressure that's going to kind of haunt the region tonight as it drifts off to the southeast towards South Dakota. That's going to help things get really, really cold tonight. We could have some lows in the teens over towards southwestern North Dakota. And of course, with this low pressure off in Minnesota, in between these two, the high pressure and the low pressure, we're getting these northwesterly winds that are helping bring in some of that colder air out of Canada. And that is going to help keep those highs generally around 40 degrees today. So some areas might not even escape the upper 30s in some regions, especially over towards northeastern Montana, closer to that high pressure system. As we continue on through this afternoon, we're going to see isolated showers continue to hang on through at least the afternoon and early evening hours. I think Precision Cast is overdoing it just a little bit with this, but don't be surprised if you get a little sprinkle or perhaps a little flurry, especially across west central and central North Dakota later on this afternoon and evening. Skies should generally begin to clear up by the time we get to later tonight as you head back to start eating some of that candy. And with those clearing skies, we're going to see temperatures drop on quite a bit. It's going to be the coldest night of the fall so far. Trick-or-treat forecast looking like generally upper 30s to even some mid 30s, lower 30s eventually by about the midnight hour. And those lows, as I mentioned, are going to be dropping down into the upper teens across some of the western part of the state, with low to mid 20s across central North Dakota. The good thing is we have a thrilling change coming up by the time we get into Sunday. We're going to rise anywhere from the lower 50s on Saturday to around 60 degrees on Sunday, and then generally right around seasonal normals by the time we get to the start of next week. Dickinson just about the same, going from 48 degrees there on Saturday to 61 on Sunday, over a 10-degree temperature swing, and then about 10 degrees above seasonal averages there just in time for the start of next week. And for Minot's next 7 days, a few scattered showers continue today, but then warming up quite a bit just in time for the weekend there, with a high of 60 expected on Sunday. And Bismarck very similar, with 62 expected for the high on the day that we roll those clocks back about an hour, then highs generally in the mid 50s by the time we get to the beginning of next work week. Amber?
Thanks, Michael. Today